Okay, welcome back to the blog. So today we're going to fix a leaking fuel hose here, which is actually weeping fuel out of this double skin. So it looks like the internal fuel hose is ruptured, and that's onto the fuel pressure regulator. That's the return hose to the tank. So I found it actually when I was moving the car, and everything just started raining down on the deck. So plan is today we're going to get this old hose off and we're going to make up a new one with new end connections. Okay, here you go with the new braided line, and also we've got two -6AN fittings, so you actually have to connect those on in a certain way, and we'll make that up now and then get it fitted. First job, I'll go off camera and remove the old hose and then see what condition it's in, just try and see what the failure was. So here's the old hose and fittings, which are a bit chewed up, and the new one. So actually the damage, it was leaking out through the double skin of this metal sheath. So what's happened is on the inside there's a rubber core or whatever, PTFE or whatever kind of material. It's rated quite a few thousand PSI apparently, so it's surprising that this ruptured because this is the return line to the tank. But anyway, we'll make up a new one, and then what I'll do is I'll save these fittings for the next time, order up a new set of hose and have a backup hose ready, because these fittings are actually reusable the way you make them up, so it'll be pretty handy to have a backup hose, and just in case for anything really, oil or petrol. Okay, so on camera I've actually ordered enough to cover two hoses, so what I'll do is quickly measure this amount. Okay, and then we tape it up. Actually, taping this end up means that when you cut it with a Stanley knife or a sharp workshop knife, it prevents the sheath from unfurling and opening up, so you get a good clean cut, and it just means when you take the hose it's a lot better. So obviously that's why they've taped this end up when they've cut it, and as you can hopefully see there, it gives a nice neat cut. So what with these fittings is actually they just screwed on. So what happens is it looks like this. That's the way it comes. You open this up. That's the end that will go into the hose end. That. And you'll sort of twist it in. But first you have to remember to obviously get this cap end over. So you put the cap end over, and then this screws in and locks it in, because actually this goes in here and it tightens it down, and you get your seal in there. So we'll have a go at that. Obviously, firstly I need to cut this to length, and then we'll start fitting the Okay, I don't know if the camera will focus on this, but if you can maybe see in here, there's the hose end. I've basically pushed this fitting up onto the end of the cut hose. So far so good. We'll then put this connection on, and that's the first half of the hose complete. So all I'm doing is using two shifting spanners and just rotate this and tighten it down. And this will make the compression on this end here goes into the hose end, and as you tighten it, it's compressing on the inner wall, making a really good solid tight fit. if you want to have a show car, which mine is not, so if you want to have a dressed up engine bay, I would suggest you tape up these ends, or you can buy a proper anodized AN spanner that fits each size, because you end up, it destroys the anodization on the fitting. But to be honest, mine's not a show car, it's a race car, and I don't care what it looks like. So here we go. Okay, so on camera here, you can hopefully see that I can tighten up the end of this hose, and it goes onto the fuel pressure regulator. So it's a female end. Here's the section I've tightened down, and it has the connections here. And then the final section of the fitting actually lets you secure it and rotate it. Now, maybe the camera can't pick this up, but this is where it goes to on the fuel rail, just here, just there. So I'm going to tighten that one up off camera, and that's it basically. Routed the line from the fuel rail round to the regulator, and that's it. Okay, so hopefully you can hear that's the whine of the fuel pump. I've just checked all the line, it's lovely and dry. Checked the connection down there, checked the connection here, everything's good. And looking at the way the hoses naturally sit, I think I found the cause. This pulsation dampener has its own Subaru fitting screw, and I think as it sits like that with vibration, it's rubbing. So I'm going to go and I'm going to actually put some insulation tape, or try and move this hose out of the way and find a better position for it, just to protect it so that it doesn't wear through when running.